Sam, do you have our intro question?
The question for today, I hope that we didn't repeat that. I don't remember saying that, at least here in Commons Forum. Maybe this has came out in SoftGov, which is the last book or the next book that you are going to read, or which is the book that you would recommend. In my case, the next book I am going to read is this one, The Age of the Capitalism of Surveillance Capitalism, which I think that it's a very good book. I still didn't read it. Even I didn't started it, but I think that according to what I have read, this is going to be a very good book regarding how the freedom can be reduced based on having monopolies that spy on us. And okay, and intentions for the call, I would like to see the new things regarding the hatch refund script by Pavlo. I would like to know which is the state of the front-end text and videos. I would like to update on the hatch free smart contract freeze. And for now, I think it's okay. I just wanted to write it, but I could not have time. I will pass it to Septi.
Hey, thanks, Sam. My last book, it was Governing the Commons with the crew. Yeah. And my next book, it will be Game Theory. Sam is reading it, and when he finishes, I will start. I have an agenda topic. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I just throw it. Like on transparency, like the bot is leaving every 2 minutes of silence. So if someone, it's open source, so if someone wants to pick it up and check it, it'd be awesome. And yeah, I'll pass it to Pavlo.
Thanks, Septi. One book I will really like to start reading is the one that made Lisa Tang. I don't know if you know her. She has a great YouTube channel about token economics, where she talks about different projects and about the field itself. The book, she made a book, I think it was in October or November last year. It's economics and math of token engineering and DeFi. It's really, really great. And yeah, I would really recommend to anyone who is interested on learning more about the field. And topics for today, I would like to report my latest work on the migration tools I did, and as Sam was saying, the refund script, and the testing I've been doing with the hatch before we move on to the rehearsal phase. And finally, I would like to introduce a good friend of mine, which he's with us right now, Pablo.
Hey guys.
He is new to the space and to this project, but he's really interested in it and eager to learn about it and help out in any means he can. So later right now he's going to introduce himself if he wants, and yeah, that will be all from my side.
Okay, I suppose I have to say something. Yeah, well, I'm Pablo. I live here in Madrid. I studied chemical engineering. I'm coding right now. I'm really into it, and yeah, I'm pretty interested in these blockchain technologies and token engineering, and yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'd like to be part of this this community.
Any book recommendation?
As I said, it's been like quite a time since I read, but the last thing that like had some impact in me was probably 12 Rules for Life from Jordan Peterson. I don't know if he's like politically correct in this space, but yeah, I love that book, and I'm right now I'm trying to start Maps of Meaning, which was his like first book, and it's more about like existentialism and responsibility, and how you could manage your life in the best possible way. So I think it's a great read. Yeah, I can pass it to Fabi.
Hey everyone. Sorry, I couldn't understand what's the topic. A book to a recommendation book. Okay. If I had to choose a book to recommend, one of the last books that I read was The Essentialist. It's a pretty good lecture. Also, it helped me to take some decisions in the way of leaving my job and moving to the crypto world. So yeah, it's a really great lecture. On the other hand, I wanted to sync with all of you. I couldn't be present on the past weekly meeting. So yeah, I have some news from the Gardens team. So yeah, that's it. I will pass it to I don't know who's missing. Maybe Victor.
Okay, I have the book. Okay, I read recently War and Peace from Leo Tolstoy, and I love like Russian literature as well, like in general. I think the classics teach us a lot about like we are, etc. So big but good. And there is only one left. Okay, Chewy then.
Hers?
I think he passed it to Chewy.
Yeah.
Then we have Chewy, Nuggin, Harsh, and myself.
Yeah, Chewy.
Okay. Some years ago, a friend recommended me a book by Kurt Vonnegut. I don't know if you've read him before, but he's a sci-fi author from the 50s, 60s. It's just amazing, like some of his stuff and like what we're living right now. It's really good, but he's usually characterized by like black comedy. So I read this book called Slaughterhouse-Five some years ago, and then I read another one from him called Sirens of Titan. I would like hugely recommend both of them to you. It's like life-changing books. They're really, really fun, and I've been thinking a lot about them lately, so I might like give it a try to reread them. And something that I'd like to read, my friend Pav has been telling me a lot about this Sherman's book on token engineering. So I'll give it a chance because I really like fiction, but once in a while I like some other kind of book. So probably I'll give it a shot. Intentions for today, not really like a specific intention. I just wanted to ask because I talked to Edu from Hatcher Outreach earlier today, and just probably go through the topic again of what's gonna happen to the swarm. Just like I mean, not to put pressure, just like as a doubt to what's gonna happen since everything is going pretty good so far. I'll pass it to Nagan.
Yeah, hi. First, the book. Well, the last book I read, which made an impact, which I actually didn't finish, and I had to interrupt it, and I've been meaning to finish it lately, is called The Reason of Our Success by Josef Heinrich. And it's about anthropology, actually. I think it's just about how culture shapes and cultural processes like know-how on how to do things shape human culture and history, and even like the memes, cultural memes create an interplay with the genes in the end. Like, for example, how humans have very short digestive tracts just because we've been cooking food for like thousands of years and have been orally transmitting the knowledge of how to cook food and make it edible without having to digest it. So having shorter digestive system became an evolutionary advantage, and how that kind of shapes humans. And I would recommend it. It's pretty cool. And intentions, I wanted to just check up and see how the status is with the TEC convert. Also, I made a pull request there and just see how everything's going. And I'll pass to who's missing, Harsh, I think.
He just sent me like he also has like some audio issues. He apologizes.
Cool, I can snag it. So for me, just the same old stuff. Oh, okay, book. Intention Experiments by Lynn McTaggart was really interesting. Honestly, just like the power of the mind and these sorts of things, and the power of intention. And then I kind of just sat in for the cliff notes of governing the commons. I wish I could say I read it, but I just was listening to Zepti and the crew talk about it every week, and that was really fun. As far as intentions, just do the same old stuff, host a good call, and I want to mention the debate parties and see if anyone wants to host some, put some in the calendar. I would like to cover all the stuff that you guys mentioned, and also and we can just keep going. And is that everyone? I think so, right? So let's get this party started. Welcome, Pavlo. Thanks for jumping in. I really appreciate you. Yeah. Did you have something to say?
Oh, no, I'm sorry for it.
Oh, no, it's okay. Sometimes unmuting means like you have something to say. So I just weird Discord culture. Anyway, we have a packed show, so I'm actually going to skip the votes because the vote is out, but it has 4 votes, so we're good to go. And we'll just dive straight into Celeste and Honey Pot usage updates. Any news on Celeste or Honey Pot? Does anyone?
Especially on gardens.
Well,
I think that we could add gardens into the recurrent point.
Well, is there any, before we do gardens, because that's the next point, before we do gardens, is there any updates on OneHive's version of gardens or Celeste that we need to be aware of?
No, from my side. There is no updates on Celeste or Honey Pot.
That's no news is good news, at least for that point. But gardens template, yeah.
You want to go ahead, Sam? I know that you are on mute.
Well, in last week's call, they said that they were going to release on Thursday test on Rinkeby, and probably it's already out there because everything should be fine. Maybe Pablo knows something else, maybe because one of the last pull requests was his, in order to have everything working.
Yeah, the last thing that I heard was that they were going to deploy gardens to Rinkeby, but I'm not really sure if they at the end did it or not. Later I was going to tell more about the latest work I did there, but I'm really not sure.
What I'm most interested in is in the work of Fabi, because you have been changing the data of each garden in regards of the DAO list info, which is something that resembles the token list. but for DAOs. And I would like to know how ready is it, what does it include, if it needs any change in order to do a commons.
Yeah, well, actually, these past weeks, I've been working with Gabby, Fabri, and Rodrigo. Also, we find a place to work together because we are currently all in Uruguay. So we spent some time working in the same place. So I could get involved a little bit more in the gardens. Well, related to my work, that story is finished. Actually, there is like the tokens. When you define a token in Uniswap, we have a repo to define every garden. We are asking for some basic information like the token, some logos and information that is needed for the page, like Discord, wiki, all the stuff that was previously hard-coded on the Honey Pot. Now is will be dynamically filled by this repo. So yeah, every garden will be able to send the data via pull request. Yeah, that's working. Related to the deployment on Rinkeby, we are not 100% if we are going to deploy in Rinkeby or like at the round or moving everything to Pro. But this will be probably this week, because on Friday, I think was approved the Pavlo's PR. That was the final piece that was missing. Today morning, Rodrigo and Fabri were working on merging some stuff that there were some conflicts that were fixed this morning. And there are a couple of bugs that Gabby identified that we are currently working on that. But yeah, I mean, everything seems that will be deployed probably, I don't know, Wednesday or yeah.
Okay. One of the important things of the upgrade to Gardens is that there is going to be a front page in which there will be tiles with different gardens. The thing is that we don't need that for TC, but in the future, if we have different commons, we can reuse it in some way, because at the end, the same front end in which you will enter to one garden and you can go back and enter into another one. It's going to be more or less like a folder, and each file is going to be a garden, something like that. And yeah, just to understand a little bit more what is going to be there. And also an interesting thing is that onehive.org, the plan is to make the main site for gardens. So this page with all the gardens is going to be what right now is onehive.org. So pretty interesting. One of the things that maybe it's interesting to point right now is that because they have implemented not only the issuance policy, but also the bring your own token, you can now stake any token that you have in that is ERC20 into the garden, and then use it to issue not to issue, to vote with conviction voting on where to allocate the new funds, right? So one of the things that I have been thinking that could be interesting with this model of bring your own token is that if we want to still be a garden, then it is as easy as do the bonding curve in a DAO and use a garden with the bring your own token. And the only thing that should be changed is that the funding pool should be in NextDAI, not in the same token. So it's something that if we want to go this way, that's the only change that we will require to the garden swarm in order for that to work. And then all the commons that we do, they will be a DAO with a bonding curve plus a garden, another DAO with a garden. Does it sound good?
I think that would be fine. We would just have to set the issuance to 0, basically. 0 out the issuance.
No, because in that case, there is no issuance. They implement, or you have an issuance, or you have the bring your own token model, which has no issuance. It has a token manager in which you stake or unstake your token. I will delay a little bit well, I don't know if we should delay that more, because we should start working on the commons template at some point. And this makes a big difference. Or you build a DAO with only the bonding curve, or you integrate the bonding curve into gardens. So we need to decide on that. The only pain point for me is that if it's not integrated, if we are using this, in some way we will have two DAOs, and the bring your own token is like you have to stake your tokens into the garden, and you cannot use them for other things, and the user experience decays a little bit. But that's a trade-off between a little less user experience, but being a gardens, which is super good, because then you are inside onehive.org front end, and it is more integrated into the OneHive ecosystem. So probably it's something that we have to think during this week, understand which are all the things that we have to take into account, ask the Gardens team if they think that selecting another token will be a big issue or not, because the smart contracts definitely are capable of doing that. So adapting the front end.
I'm going to have a call with Gabby about Giveth as a gardens in about an hour. So
okay.
we'll discuss. I can ask him about how hard this would be, and what I'll be finding out what the bring your own token status is, because that's definitely the Giveth direction anyway. So
yeah, as it's only changing the front end in order to have other tokens that you can move using conviction voting. That's the only thing that I think we should take care of. And yeah, that will simplify a lot the DAO. It will be exactly the same, because we will have the same apps. But it will be like the garden thing is something that we don't have to take care of, because in some way it's a garden, and that reduces a lot of responsibility from the common swarm, and we can just focus on that. That's how we can divide the responsibility between common swarm and garden swarm. They take care of all conviction votings and Celeste stuff, and we take care of the bonding curve.
With the you said that there was a UX. The big negative that you find, just to understand it, is that there will be a UX hit, because instead of just being able to vote freely with conviction voting, there'll be an extra step. You have to lock your tokens into conviction voting, and then into the gardens, and then if you want to sell, you have to unlock.
Yes. I think that it should be integrated. When you vote, you should stake, and your tokens are staked there. I think that it could make it a little bit. Well, I don't know. They have implemented that in that other way, that you have to stake first and then vote.
Can we integrate it on the way out when if people want to sell, they just unstake and sell all in one in the convert?
That makes things a little bit more not good, because the convert is asking for your balance, and having to tell convert that you should also be aware of these gardens, which right now it's one, but there could be other places in which your tokens are staked that may impact negatively in the UX.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the best thing. I just want to talk about that because we have all in our mind that that's a possibility. But myself, I still don't know if that's the best way to go or not. So probably we can discuss it in the next week, depending on how we see it.
Well, I think Paulo and Fabi might have opinions here, so let's hear them out and then move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Fabi, do you have any thoughts on this? Fabi, are you there? Okay, let's go to Paulo first, and then hopefully Fabi will get back.
Yeah. I think it will simplify the development a lot to have the two DAOs, one with the bounding curve and the other one being the gardens that One Hive hosts or show on the ranked page. About stacking or the tokens that might damage the UX quality. Maybe we can have like a meeting with Fabri and all the people on Gardens to discuss about the design this week, and maybe come up with a design solution. But I'm still not sure about it. I was talking with Sam that this week I wanted to start working on the commons template, like cloning the garden swarm and start readapt it to the commons template. But I would really like to have like all the pieces clear and maybe have the meeting. Because I'm still not sure about which way is the best to proceed here regarding the tokens. And yeah, I don't know if Fabi has.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking on mute. So I agree with Pablo having two different DAOs. I don't understand what's the doubt about the style, Pablo.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, that I say that I don't understand what is your doubt about the styling. I mean, we can have our we are having a separate gardens deployment. We can have our styling, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about integrated all in one DAO.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
We will still need to bring an agreement and disputable voting. So probably the only thing that is changing here, it will replicate a lot of things, because it is replicating the token manager in the bot DAOs. It's replicating the disputable voting in the bot DAOs, agreements in the bot DAOs. In one DAO is going to be conviction voting, and in the other the bonding curve. And also the migration tools is going to be in the DAO that we create. So probably it doesn't worth it to replicate everything, to create two DAOs, because at the end we will need two things for everything. The only very cool stuff will be that we will have a real garden, not a commons which is built on top of gardens, but we will have a garden. So that's the only thing that I think could bring a little bit more of value, because in one hive the gardens are going to be ordered in regards of how much liquidity they have with honey. So in terms of visibility, it could be interesting to have a garden of TEC. At some point, it is more not that a technical decision, because from a technical perspective, both things are interesting, but it can also be, is it worth it to have a garden? If we don't, even if we have to replicate some of the things?
I think that we should just spend this week investigating and thinking about it, and come back next week with some thoughts and bring it up again. But there are other things to talk about, of course. In fact, there were some updates you wanted to make about gardens, Paulo. Sorry to just move on abruptly, but we got other things to talk about.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
You had some updates in gardens that you wanted to talk about, though, Paulo?
Yeah, it's a small update on the liquidity issue. I just finished working last week on the connector side of the Gardens template, implementing the liquidity operations in order to make a query to the connector, and so it can return like the list of top gardens. And also, that will be all. I was working with Fabri and Gabi on that, and it's already merged, and I hope that it shows up on production.
Nice. Did the subgraph get fixed?
The fix the subgraph. What's that?
I don't know. This is from the last. We'll need to create a subgraph for the ABC. Hoping to fix the subgraph. How hard will it be to take the subgraph and use it for the commons template?
Oh yeah. As I mentioned on the previous meeting, I think it's. We only need to add the mappings to of the hatch mappings to start like tracking the information about the hatch and all of that. So I think it shouldn't be that hard. We can reuse the parts of the garden subgraph that they are already done, and integrate it with our contracts. So in terms of like difficulty or and the development, I think it shouldn't be that hard, because if the contracts like they are not related on some points, so you can remove those who are you're not interested in. So I think it shouldn't be a difficult task.
Griff, you brought hats, and it's not hats, it's commons. The idea is to reuse the gardens subgraphs to make common subgraphs.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for the correction. Okay, then let's. I think we could talk about gardens forever. It's very exciting, and it's so nice that we have a whole nother dev team working on everything that we need. So that's amazing. We're so lucky that everything is conspiring to make this easy for us. But let's keep pushing. I want to talk hatch debate parties. We're having a lot of fun talking about the different strategies and for the hatch. And there's 4 votes. There's 4 projects up for a vote, or 4 strategies that we can take. And we're extending the voting period, mostly for engagement purposes, but also just to get more signaling and more people involved in expressing their preferences. And so we have a whole nother week of hatch param parties, or hatch debate parties. I'm curious if anyone here wants to take some on and host any. Maybe we'll just do a quick round and say, oh yeah, I'll do it this day and this time. Like say a day and a time and a time zone, and I'll write it down and I'll execute it later.
Hosting one tomorrow. I could probably do another one on Thursday.
What time?
Around the same time as tomorrow, unless there's something like more convenient. But yeah, I'd love to host a debate.
Maybe you could just tell me exactly the time.
It's 10 a.m. PST. No, wait.
You can say any time zone, whatever time zone you like.
Yeah, it's
like your time zone.
Oh, never mind. It's 8 a.m. PST.
Nice. Do you want to pass it to someone, or do you have any others that you'd want? Weekend ones, or Monday, Tuesday next week also. Or Monday next week.
I can take another one.
What you got, Seb?
Yeah, Monday noon, like I did today. See.
Also Tuesday. I could do next Tuesday.
Early in the morning. Ends at SoftGov. It ends at SoftGov.
Yeah.
I can do Wednesday at maybe 17 Berlin time. This Wednesday.
Wait. I can do tomorrow, 8 p.m. CT, and Wednesday, 9 p.m. CT.
Oh, you guys are rock stars.
And I can do Thursday as well, like 8 p.m. CT as well.
Did you say 8 p.m. CET for all of them?
No, Wednesday, 9 p.m. The param's call is 10. The param's call is 10 p.m. CT, right?
I don't know. Let's pretend I'm just a note taker here.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, no work. Yeah, so tomorrow 8 p.m., Wednesday 9 p.m., and Thursday 8 p.m.
Amazing. They're really fun too. Anybody else? Chewy, I didn't get your time on Tuesday. Are you able to do Tuesday morning?
Yeah, same time. 8 a.m. PST is good for me.
Not tomorrow, but the next Tuesday. Perfect. Let's see.
I could take Friday at 15 Berlin.
Perfect.
Wow, it's a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad I asked this question.
I don't want to do any because I am already doing a lot of other things.
That's cool.
But guys, it's a lot of it's a lot of parties.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, this is great. Does anyone else have any that they want to throw in? My main advice for hosting a party is just make sure that each of the 4 proposals gets a chance to be shilled and dove into, and everything else is cool. Everything else is fun. Just make sure that, some people only want to promote 1 or 2. We want to make sure that these parties are not biased towards one. So Chewy, don't just take on your Hatch tribute ones. Like, allow people to represent the 83, which only has a 2% Hatch tribute.
Today, Mitch talked me into 83. Not really, but he did a good job. So I'll try to be as neutral as possible. Yeah.
Just make sure they all get some show. And it's really fun. This is like political, economic, tech debates, guys. It's wild. Anyway, we can keep going. We have okay, so we only have 18 minutes left. So transparency bot issues. Zep, do you have like an issue specifically that needs to be solved?
Well, it's like the bot after 2 minutes. If we are silent in the space, in the room, after 2 minutes it leaves. I don't know if it could be easy to tweak and add like never leaves until we tell him to leave. And since he got tips, I was just asking if someone could take it.
Well, we have some cool other people here too. We have Toyen Ekan. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. Pavlo and Blackhawk. Are you guys developers? Do you have any interest in taking on an issue? Oh.
Hey, yeah, I'm probably yes, but I've been working I've been messing up with the Hatch front end with Pavlo, so I think he'll give me some issues to do, and that's pretty much. I've been also messing up with Garden, but I have no idea about it.
I will not fix this bot because it is written in a strange language, Berlin or something like that. It is not very accessible. It's I don't. If it's not working properly, probably it's because it's not properly maintained.
Well, it sounds like it's just a setting. If it's silent for 2 minutes, the bot leaves. And we just need to find where that 2-minute variable would be in a dream world, hopefully. Find where that 2-minute variable is and then be like, add a 0. And make a change. But maybe ViV is the best person to talk to. Zep?
Yeah, I've been talking with him and yeah,
he said no?
Yeah, he said no.
Okay, there's another guy, RBFX. He did the praise bot. I can try reaching out to him and seeing if he'd be down.
Yeah, I mean it's not critical to hatch or anything, but it would be very nice to have it like fully ready, like when so if I cannot attend a call, people just get the bot and like if people have to be worried about it leaving, it be a handicap to the community. But yeah, it's just very nice to have, but not critical.
Septi, let me know. Maybe I can give you a hand with this. I mean, if it's it sounds like an easy thing. I don't know where the code is and how it's deployed, but we can work together on this if you want.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll reach out to you.
Cool.
Thanks, Fabi.
Cool. Perfect. So then let's let's move on to the next one. Future of the Swarm. Okay, we're gonna have to keep this to 5 minutes, and I'll just see if this answers your question, Shui. But the goal is to build commons for everyone and make this, to use the lessons we learned from the token engineering commons to make this like Gardens, like a template that anyone can go to and deploy their own, and make a web page like, that has multiple commons, and especially considering the trusted seed, and that we have this like all these kind of social apps that can connect together, praise bots and these sorts of things, trying to build a general purpose solution given our first user, which is the token engineering commons, given the lessons learned from our first user. Is that the direction you were looking for?
Yeah, that's perfect. I was asking like just as curiosity. I know that it was discussed prior, but yeah. Well, thanks for that, Griff.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is, hey, we're going to learn so much after we deploy this with the token engineering commons that we're going to have to revisit everything and generalize. Similar to what Gardens is doing. One Hive deployed, we all learned a lot, and now it's like, let's generalize and fix some things and da-da-da. Okay, so let's start diving into the board. There is some updates that are similar to the board. So let's start with the migration tools and hatch refund script.
Yeah, last week I fixed the problem we had regarding the migration tool boat description, where it wasn't showing on the when we create the boat. I did a PR. I would like if you, Sam, can check it out. I update a little bit the message. So if you can take a look at it, will be awesome. And about the refund script, it's also ready. I just want to add some loader to show up on the console, so it will be more intuitive, like to know what it's doing or which contributor is doing the refund. But it's practically done also. I'll publish the PR today. And yeah, with the refund script, the refund part of the hatch is completed. And yeah, that will be all from my side.
Cool, and we're not going to do a hatch front end, a refund front end, right? Because we're just doing this on the back end.
Right, yeah, the side panel, I removed the side panel. I keep open this issue to connect it to the refund script commit. But it's also done. So we're going to be doing the refunds programmatically.
Okay, cool. And then there was another. What about the front end? Oh, there's another quick update: front end text and video. Are there any updates on that, Chewy? Where we're at on the front end text? I think Sam wanted to know.
The text is almost ready. I expect this to be ready by tomorrow after our community call, and we're gonna work on that on the content workshop that is following this meeting. And about the video, I'm starting to check with Manu. We're gonna go into production of the animated video this week. So yeah, I think we're gonna make it on time, especially with the boat like extension and everything. I think we should be ready for the front end.
And worst case scenario, we have the community video is also in the works.
Well, I showed you the last cut. We went through some of the corrections that it might need, and that's gonna be ready before the animated video for sure. So yeah, that's a great like a fallback in a way, but we still need to discuss like which video is a better option for the front end.
Okay. What about regarding the dress rehearsal? We still don't have the params, but it is planned for tomorrow. Do we take the params that are winning right now, or we wait 1 week more to do the official dress rehearsal?
I would love for us to just do a closed rehearsal if possible, because I know I expect that we're gonna be surprised. So maybe we do a undressed rehearsal. I don't know, just like a back room dress rehearsal just for us, and we get to enjoy it, and maybe we just don't put it out on the community. Well, we can even put it in the community call, but it's not the final draft.
Okay, let's do the same that was planned for the dress rehearsal, but without involving people, and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I have a call with Adria on Wednesday, and I hope I can finish everything. I mean, the tests for the different contracts are already finished, and I just have to commit and deploy them. And I send them to Adria today. And so tomorrow we can start this undress rehearsal and discuss with Adria how it is handle everything to him.
Okay. Yeah, we should definitely get who wants to lead this undress rehearsal. Make sure links get in the Common Swarm Telegram group, and maybe even in OneHive, and just like push the setup and make sure it happens.
Which params do we get for that?
I mean, right, whichever one is leading. Let's see.
It's 83 right now.
Oh, really? 83 took the lead, huh? Because a 1,000 minimum goal was really holding it down. Oh, with an even 1,000. Look at that. So yeah, well, just pick the one that's whatever's at the top, or Sem, whichever one you like, man, or whoever's leading it gets to pick. What's most important is that we're testing that the impact hours that are minted at least relatively match what we would expect.
Hmm? Okay, no, let's take that one.
Paulo, did you have something to add here?
Sorry, no, my bad.
Well, I assume Paulo or Sem, one of you is going to lead yes, we're making this happen.
I can do it if you want.
If you can take that, Pablo, I can.
Yeah.
Finish the other stuff. Like I freeze the contracts and you do the test.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Great. Okay, so and Adria is meeting on Wednesday. That's great. And then I assume, what about on the convert stuff? Vitor and Nuggin, do you know what you need to do?
Yeah, I just wanted to ping very quick. I made a pull request this week. If somebody could look into it, I think I commented with your tag, Sam, but I don't know if somebody else. And yeah, the other thing is I'm doing the second part, where we send the minimum with slippage to the along fine, but I'm unsure how I'm supposed to test it. So who should I ping for that? Who can to ask for in a bit more detail outside the call to not waste the time? who is the person who I could best ask something like that?
I would like to do a hack sage with you in
Great.
regard to convert.
Okay, great.
I was some busy with other projects and with XM, so I did not work much on this, but I'm up to work with it this week. And yeah, I was a little bit confused on that issue on like creating the front end. I needed like Marco and like it was more of a big one. But yeah, I'm not sure if like it still makes sense right now, the stats page for the Augmented Monica run, and because like the main blocker there was like the design, and I'm sure like should be the priority for Marco right now or not. Otherwise, I could focus on other one, and and I was looking at the issue number 6, and there's no one assigned, but I'm not sure if there is no one actually assigned, because otherwise I can work on this. I was already looking at the one on the address not properly detected when switched.
Okay, sorry. So on this one, I do think that it would be good to get Marco involved sooner rather than later, because it will, or at least, like, it would be really useful for testing to have this data so that we know if we're breaking things. But if maybe not, I don't know. It's really your call, but it might be useful for testing. And if we have the normal design flow, it might take time to get it. So.
Okay, Vitor and Nugan, would you like to do a hack sesh with regarding convert?
Yeah, sure.
Which day?
I have time before the weekend.
Okay, you, Vitor?
Wednesday, yeah, tomorrow, from tomorrow to Thursday, it's okay.
Let's do on Wednesday.
Wednesday at what time?
5 p.m. CET.
I'm hosting a param debate there,
Okay.
but I can move that. It's just
No. Let's not move it. Which time?
we can do directly after. For me, it works.
6 p.m. CET. Does that work for you, Vitor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I saw this Veet and I was like, oh no, is that something we have? Oh no, okay. Fight it out. Okay. How long do you guys want it to be?
We will see.
I will set it for 2 hours and hopefully you guys don't have to use the whole thing.
It's a hack size. You never know.
Okay, Sam, I might make... Well, I will... Sam, can you invite Vitor and
Yes.
Pablo?
Yes. I think that I can, right?
Yeah, you can from the invite, yeah.
Okay.
And okay, cool. So then last thing, I believe everyone has the issues that they need, right? No other questions on the board? Then let's dive into Chewy's updates, weekly updates. Is there any thoughts there, Chewy? Oh, we're at the top of the hour, so hopefully quick.
Okay, yeah, just some of the updates that Pablo mentioned. I wrote some of them down. I guess we're gonna go through them with my one-on-one that I have with Sam, and some updates regarding Adria maybe because we haven't updated on stuff regarding the audit for some months now, and yeah, that's it.
I would definitely try to focus on things that have happened instead of things that are going to happen.
Things that are that are
Adria
yet.
is,
Oh wait, Adria is for Wednesday, right? So yeah, so probably we'll push it for next week.
Yeah.